Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to take a few more sultanous swats at some fuliginous fiends down in the darkling depths and horrid halls of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And what's on the menu in our devious little diner today? Well, turns out that today's special isn't really very special. It's more of a standard, if we're honest, since we're just going to be taking a low-level crew into a level 1 dungeon and hoping to vacate the premises as quickly as possible so that we can get Goldmoon the 2 Resolve EXP she needs to make level 1. Hopefully, this turns out to be like the morning after a coyote ugly evening at the bar, wherein we slip in, take care of business, and then get the hell out of Dodge before we have to chew off a limb. And believe me, I know a thing or two about the coyote ugly evening because I've been the biggest mistake in the life of more than one lucky lady in my day. And after waking up next to me, I'm pretty sure that more than a few of those ladies would have gladly chewed their own arm off in an attempt to escape. I mean, hell, if I had to wake up next to me, I'm fairly certain I wouldn't count out chewing my own arm off to escape. But anyway, let's put aside my many failures as a person for a moment and instead focus on the task at hand. We need an apprentice mission, preferably one of short duration, so that we can get Goldmoon where she needs to be and then go ahead and get down to tackle the inchoate flesh. What are you? A Plague Doctor only trinket. You know what? I'm glad we're not doing this one this time, because if I'm going to get a rare trinket that's class specific, I would prefer it to not be for a Plague Doctor. Although, that's actually pretty good. The damage penalty really sucks, but other than that, that's actually not a bad trinket. So we do have a short, explore 90% of rooms for 4 accuracy, 2 dodge. It's not a terrible charm. You're also short, Plague Doctor only, that's cash. We're actually not really concerned about what something is worth. You're a medium. Yep, so it looks like we're going for the Reckless Charm then. So let's grab a team here. Our team's pretty straightforward. I just want to make sure Goldmoon's skills... glad I checked. Goldmoon's skills actually are not accurate, so we need to take her into the guild before we send her down into the dungeon. And we probably are spending some pretty questionable cash here. Spending money on a unit that we're only going to have for literally probably 2 missions before she gets shit-canned in favor of picking Susan McAllister back up. I'm not any more happy about it than you are, trust me. But we do still need a Plague Doctor. Eventually we're going to want to get one to level 6, and Goldmoon is just filling in sort of as a temp basis. She's doing a little temping here. We went out to Kelly Temps and said, hey, we need a healer for like 2 missions, and they sent us Goldmoon, so. Katniss Everdeen also going to be on the team here. Going to take a little Garrett Jax and Ron Weasley to fill it up, and one of the other reasons we want to do a short mission is we want to make sure that Katniss and Ron don't go over level 3 as well. So the short mission really is the right way to go. 3 grand and also a trinket. I mean, it's not nothing, so we can make do. Let's get provisioned here. Short mission, we're gonna go, let's just go real light on the provisions. Let's take 12 food, and I think 2 shovels, 1 of everything else but torches, of which we're gonna take, I think 8 is probably enough, and that's it. It's 2 work. Toot sweet. Get to it. Stick it. Move it. Do it. Bop it. Punch it. Kick it. Pull it. Throw it. Hit it. Stab it. Kill it. Eat it. That's my kind of bop it. Actually, how come stab it, kill it, eat it were never on the bop it? It wouldn't even have to be a bop it. It could be like a sword-shaped bop it, and then just like stab it, kill it, eat it, chop it, hew it. Would have been pretty good. All right, so we can explore 90% of rooms, means we can skip one. I'm going to skip this one, and then we can just go in a line. So there we go. Nice, easy plan of attack for what should be a nice, easy dungeon, and I'm already concerned that perhaps we may not have brought in enough shovels. Also, broughten is not actually how you do the past participle of bring. The past participle of bring is brought. So what I probably should have said, if I weren't an idiot, is that maybe we haven't brought enough shovels. But I am an idiot, so I can say whatever the hell I please, honestly. This is the internet, too. It's not like there's anybody to care. Stop me. Katniss Everdeen's going to slip back. Katniss, not a frontline fighter for us. She snipes from the bushes, and we completely forgot to bring the right abilities here on Goldmoon. I don't really think it's going to cost us much, but we do need to make sure she is properly equipped before we go any deeper into the dungeon. Hand of Light, I think, also does have a small chance of giving us extra torch illumination. I don't know, I never use Hand of Light, so I'm not entirely certain exactly what it does. Stress could be a very real problem for us. We need to try and keep our stress to an absolute minimum on this crawl so that we don't have to waste another week of stress relief while we wait for our troopers to get ready to go tackle the inchoate flesh. Ron Weasley, of course, doing his, as per usual, fine damage. Yeah, go again, Ron. Nicely done. So Ron with some back-to-back fine shooting there. I think we'll kill the stress unit. I want that guy dead. Theoretically, there's a case to be made for shooting that swine wretch as well, because he also has a stress attack. Ron Weasley does not like to be puked on. Although, I have to assume that Ron Weasley has held Harry Potter's hair at least once while Harry got drunk at a freshman mixer and wound up puking in the hall. I mean, who else is going to hold Harry Potter's hair? Ron is his go-to boy Friday. You know he's holding Harry Potter's hair. Not that he wants to, it's just like he's getting stuck with that job, let's face it. There's never been a man who got the shorter end of every stick than Ron Weasley. I mean, if there was a short end of the stick, Ron Weasley would find a way to find it. So what does illumination even do? It gives us torchlight. The enemy has a penalty to dodge, and it does bad damage. Hand of light is a stun? No. Gives her a buff? I'm legitimately confused by what this does. It actually gives them a debuff of some kind. Minus 30% damage, minus accuracy. That's not terrible. Why don't move forward, Garrett? We need you killing. I need you killing. I need you illin. I need you chilling. I need you anything else that we could turn into a gerunding as well. Alright, so we'll battlefield bandage. I'm gonna say let's bandage up old Ron Weasley. It doesn't necessarily look like it, but I think Ron has taken more damage than just about anyone else in the party. Garrett Jax actually should be able to contribute in a positive fashion now. 5 damage from Gold Moon and some manner of debuff that our enemy resisted. We're going to slide forward and get 5 damage. There we go. So we got the party back in order at the last possible instant. That's brilliant. Nicely done, guys. Also, Gold Moon. Get rid of the terrible, terrible, terrible set of skills that you have. And take the skills that every Vestal, frankly, needs in order to do their job right. Also, look inside this chest, because if anybody's going in for stress relief, I would prefer that it be you. Holy water and some portraits. That's fine. Alright, on we go. We don't, like I said, we don't really have a whole lot of dungeon to cover here. This is going to be a relatively short little run for us. Or we could fight every 9.5 feet. I mean, that's also a thing that could happen. We could do just non-stop, endless fights against trash mobs that really aren't dangerous at all. On the plus side, stress-causing unit is all the way dead, and these carrion eaters, if they try and bite Garrett Jax, are pretty much going to kill themselves. So of course, rather than kill themselves on Garrett Jax, they critical Ron Weasley and give us some stress that we neither want nor need. Ron, thank you. Ron getting some of that stress back with a mighty, mighty Ron Weasley wallop. We're not fighting a Shambler. I'm just gonna, we're not. I'm not fighting the Shambler with a rank 0 guy in our party. I'm just not doing it. Nope. That's, it's not what we came for, guys. No shambling is gonna be done here today. I would appreciate it if you'd burn a torch, however.
A blazing star is born.
And if we really wanted to, of course, we could always circle back for that Shambler fight, but we're not circling back for the Shambler fight, because I don't want to fight the Shambler. I want to get out of this dungeon with as little stress and as quickly as possible. We have vastly more important things to do than watch this temp level themselves up.
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil.
Yeah, the 19 stress is actually a little unfortunate there, Mr. Narrator. We can't camp here, so we have no method for stress relief. That's a bit of a problem, because what everybody has going into the inchoate flesh fight is going to be what they have when they come out of this dungeon, so we kind of need to keep that shit under control.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
In Radiance, may we find victory. That sounds very like a Vestal anthem. Are you sure you haven't been hanging out in the chapel with the caretaker lately, Mr. Narrator? We found every trap in this dungeon. That trap did literally nothing. It didn't give us stress. It didn't do damage. We didn't resist a bleed or a blight. It seemed to have just triggered, and I mean, that trap looked like it did absolutely nothing. It's not a complaint, Darkest Dungeon, it's just that doesn't really seem like a useful mechanic. I'm gonna have to assume that's some manner of bug or something that's not working as it intended. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. If we don't have bandages, I'm not gonna take any kind of interactable chance here. Ron dodged that trap, alright. But we're not gonna take any kind of interactable chance that has the potential to cause stress, especially when the payout is gonna be as meager as a fucking bloodied weapons rack. I don't think I've ever found anything truly remarkable on a weapons rack. Usually, if you find anything positive at all, it's just like a small amount of cash. Alright, so these guys are all dead. We're gonna go ahead and suppress. You know what? That's actually pointless. Let's just kill one. Suppressing is not gonna kill any of the two that it's gonna hit, and we can just stab that one, and then let Ron Weasley chop them in half. It's probably the most efficient method to come about that fight, since the enemy never got to go, and it only took us half of our team to kill the entire enemy side. That's pretty solid fighting. Garrett, you can check this out. Stashed heirlooms from Garrett Jacks. That's fine. Let's burn what's left of our torches, max our light level, go into the last room, complete this mission, and we can probably get the hell out of this dungeon. So there you go, folks. That's it. That's game, Hendrix. It's all done. It's all wrapped up. We're full and complete. 40 stress is a lot to take into a dungeon if we're going to fight the inchoate flesh. 40 stress really is more than I'm sort of comfortable with. We may have to try and take some steps to see what we can do about that. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy. We did pick up a charm that theoretically we might use. +4 accuracy, -2 dodge. We have some units that if they need an accuracy pip might occasionally slip that onto a finger. 4,900 gold, which is effectively not worth mentioning. Ron Weasley picking up Stout. That's a solid 15% heal skills while camping. It's not fantastic, but the Leopard does have some innate heal abilities as part of their own camping set. So 20% heal skills while camping. Gift of the Healer for Garrett Jacks. Gold Moon is God-fearing, which I suppose probably makes complete and total sense. And Katniss Everdeen picks up nothing, but does stack 2 Resolve EXP, making her further motivated to win the Hunger Games again next time. Yeah, so what else happened here? Bruenor is no longer zoophobic, that's good. Jango Fett is no longer winded, also good. And Sanitarium Simpkin no longer misses the spot, which is fantastic, because misses the spot is fucking terrible, terrible negative quirk. It's one of the worst. So let's see if we have anybody else who requires any sort of modifications or a little bit of mental health day. A spa day, if you will. If you're gonna call visiting electroconvulsive therapy a spa visit. Not sure I would, but it would be a polite euphemism for it. Certainly would. So no cheat. Nothing there. Anything we need to get rid of here? Not really. Candy. You're fine. Doctor Strange, just a bad gambler. Otherwise is fine. Torn rotator cuff, which Lucy has had, I think, since maybe her first mission. That's it's really one of those haunting injuries that you just can't seem to get rid of. Fortunately, it doesn't matter because she has no melee abilities. Brienne of Tarth has all of it. So stomach cramp is not terrible. Winded is shitty. Tom, again, I never get it right. Just 100% of cases, the first time I try and say this word, I'm going to say it wrong every single time. It's automatonophobia, which is bad. Deviant taste, faithless. Her lazy eye hardly matters. You know what? Let's get rid of automatonophobia, though. That's kind of shitty. What else have we got? Deckard, you got anything we need to get rid of? Gambler, guilty conscience, shocker, not really any deal breakers. You're a witness, that's fine. Dorian Gray looking strong. Simpkin still needs a little bit of work, though. Let's get our little jester friend in here. Lagophobia is kind of shitty. Anemic, though, I think is probably even worse. Fagin is looking okay, actually. Django, just a drinker. Murphy, what do you got? Scattering is not really a problem for you. No cheat. Other than that, you're alright. Arya Stark is a wield phobe. Alright then, let's get little Ari in there. This is like Ari's... She had every phobia in the universe, and finally we've whittled it down to where Arya has nothing left but witness, so... Arya has been doing a lot of strong mental health work for us. She really should be an example to the rest of her Westerosi friends of precisely how one should attack the grim horror of their native reality. Do we want to send Gold Moon in for stress relief? 40 is... Let's take a look at the inchoate flesh fight, just a little preview. Another focus ring. Well, that's good. The focus ring is outstanding. It's a... Yeah. Do we want to dilly-dally for a week? What else could we do? You know what? We could kill the Necromancer Lord, and I think that's exactly what we will do. So, yeah, we will dilly-dally a week. Let's take this team, then. Everybody's going to get stress relief, so they can be as fit as possible when they go in to challenge the Brigand. Or the Inchoate Flesh, rather. So, Ron, what do you do? Ron doesn't care. Ron's pretty ambivalent. Ron's gonna go to the tavern and drink with the old caretaker then. Ron, possibly the one person who's a big enough outcast that he'll actually deliberately enjoy the caretaker's company. Ron's honestly just happy to talk to someone who isn't fucking Harry Potter. Garrett, what do? You're a tippler. You will only drink. You know, you're not even going on a mission. Bruinor is, and I think you have like 9 stress, so yeah, you have 8. No real reason to even bother with you then. Katniss has 20. We could probably stand to get rid of some of that. Katniss has no proclivities and or other dispensations towards what she'll do, so we're just going to have her go meditate. Because it's cheap. Meditating is cheap. Gold Moon, you only pray, right? Because you're God-fearing. That's fine. Plenty of room in the church for you. In you go. Go say hi to your higher power for me. I'm guessing probably Paladine, maybe. Tell him I said hi and tell him that stupid Fizbin shit. Just skip that crap next time. It was not ever funny. I mean, it was really not good. And to do it 2 books in a row, back to back, or 2 rather independent series, both in the Serpent Mage series or the, then also the, you know, double dipping on that. Not cool, man. Not cool. Anyway, that's got everything taken care of, so it looks like next time we will be prepping for the Necromancer Lord. But in the meantime, we don't really have anything else to do, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up like a compulsive mummy. If you enjoyed the episode, of course, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon, of course, we post new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Consider subscribing if you want to make sure and catch them all. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.